was terrible. Worst one yet.
Or the best, depending on how you look at it.
I try to keep my streak going. It's almost a year. I think it'll be a year. What? A week? 1 week or 2 weeks?
On August 17th.
Well, that's about 2 weeks from now.
It is, isn't it?
Big anniversary blowout.
It's going to be huge.
It's crazy.
Actually, I do think I have something to do on the 17th.
What an asshole.
Maybe we do can we do like a Friday night thing, a blowout?
Okay.
Something like that?
Maybe.
It's a celebration.
Once a year on Friday night.
Hey,
it's Spanky's The Hang Anniversary. Oh, wait, I might do that. That's a great promo for it.
Yeah, maybe we do it on Friday. I literally think I have something on the day that...
Well, even if you don't. Or do. Whatever.
We'll do a Friday.
I think we owe it to ourselves a little special occasion.
Friday night let loose. Everybody come hang. I mean, what else are you going to do on Friday night? Like, what
look, you're going to go spend $200 at the bar?
Yeah.
Jesus God.
Bottle service? What do you want?
Have you bought drinks at a bar lately?
I bought drinks at a concert. I went to the Third Eye Blind concert.
Oh, that's worse. That's worse than a bar.
Oh, my God. Dude, I was like, I'll have one Mick Ultra, please. And they're like, yeah, right, $16. I was like, whoa, all right. But I wasn't taken off guard by it. I was, because...
I figured you'd expect it.
They condition you to know that, hey, you're going to get bent over here, you know.
How big is that Mick Ultra? Is it a 20 ounce?
It was a tall boy. It was a taller one.
Just a tall boy? Or
I don't know what the difference is.
They say, like a regular, this is 12, a regular tall boy is what they are. Then at the stadiums, they started selling like this, like a bigger one.
I think it's
they're
a bigger
charging you
one.
so much money. They're like, here, at least it's a lot of beer.
Yeah, I think it was the bigger one. So,
Okay.
probably, 20 ounces or something. I don't know.
That's about what... they were like 14 the last time I was at a place a couple years ago, so $16.
And then, of course, you leave a tip because the person took the beer out of there and popped the top and handed it to you. So that's deserving of $3 on top of it, or $4, so just making it even 20, right? Which I get the bartender lifestyle. I get it. But in those situations, how much is that worth when you're at a concert? Like you're not mixing a drink, you're not doing it. I'm just asking for the beer.
You're just handing people stuff.
And here you go. I don't know what that's worth.
Do they pop the top for you to make it look like they deserve a tip?
I'm not sure.
Why do they pop the top? Because maybe some people can't pop tops?
Or maybe maybe it's required for them to pop the top.
Why is that?
I don't know. I don't know.
They got crazy rules.
Maybe the guy was just doing
alcohol.
me a solid about it. He's like, this guy is never going to be able to pop his own top. So let me go ahead and get this out of the way for him.
Here you go, pussy.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for popping my top.
Because it'd be so embarrassing to have to ask.
Sir, my digits are too weak to pop this top.
I mean, it's a whole thing. It's a genetic condition. It doesn't matter. You're a giant pussy. You can't pop his own top.
I don't have quite the nails that you do. Can you pop the top for
very
me?
stubby fingers. They will not fit under there.
I have had that happen before.
You can't get under there.
Yeah, you cut your nails and like you trim your nails up. So and then you try to pop the top, and you can't quite. Then you got to take like a pin and kind of dig it up a little bit until you get enough leverage to pop the top. It becomes a whole thing.
So you have to stick something. You gotta get a knife or a fork or anything handy.
Taking a step back from the situation, perhaps I'm very pleased this gentleman decided to pop the top for $4.
Do you think like somebody like Hulk Hogan with them big old giant fingers can pop a top? How do you get that finger on a pop top?
Well, I don't know. I have some theories.
Andre the Giant?
No, he goes, open this beer for me. Yeah. All right, cuzzy, I got you.
Brother.
Dude, we were talking, just BSing before we went live here about like body shots, and I started thinking like, what a ludicrous scenario body shots were. Like I don't think I've ever done a body shot. If I have, it had to be some part of like a promotion, like privately. If I were going to a nightclub or whatever, I wasn't the guy who's like, you know what I feel like doing?
Yeah.
I feel like drinking liquor off of a stranger and their sweaty body.
No. I'm not a body shot kind of guy either.
I don't even know if body shots
crazy.
still exist.
Crazy.
Like I don't.
I think COVID put an end to body shots.
Yeah, it may be. It was that place Coyote Ugly. I think it's
still
still
body
around.
shots.
They did all. Yeah,
I know you do dance on the bar. And
yeah,
shit.
they did a dance in the bar, and yeah, because I used to do gigs there, so they would have
Body
they
shots.
were doing body shots. I mean, this was a long time.
So it's like the
ago.
waitresses, like you drink it out of a waitress.
Yeah, and even worse than they used to do cleavage shots. I think it was there. I know I've been to bars where the bartenders, they, of course, they wear the skimpy outfits, right? And they would put the shot glass in between their cleavage. And then,
I was thinking they were making a real
dump it on
a real tight cleavage dam,
watertight,
and watertight. That's what I was like. Wow, that's impressive that they could watertight that. Quick, it's leaking.
And then the dudes would, they would.
I'll give you a peck shot later, man.
Yeah, thank you. I can't wait. Pull them, smush them together. Let's see what we can do.
I think I could do it.
Oh yeah, body shots. And I can't imagine you were a body shot guy.
No.
Yeah.
Body shot.
You just hand me the glass of the sanitary.
I'm not a
liquid.
clean freak, but I'm not really into.
There's no need for that. There's a happy in between.
Just don't need to do it. But maybe if I was blackout drunk. But
yeah, I could.
But I'm not really into it.
Yeah. Body shots.
Body
There's this other restaurants occasionally you'll see like promotions for them, and it's places where the waitresses like purposely treat the customers like shit.
Yeah, I've seen the clips, in
and
social media.
They hit the guy a few times, and they drop the meal, and then they take a piece of the guy's bacon, and then they hit him again.
You're allowed to hit him. You have to sign something before you go in there. I didn't know you could hit people. I've seen the verbal abuse restaurants, but not the.
Oh yeah,
not the hit.
Dude, yeah, I'm sure we can find it online.
You gotta fill out something.
I don't know what.
Sign something.
I'm not walking in there.
No, I'm not doing that.
To even figure out if I got to fill out a form of going. You might get your ass kicked while you're eating here and then pay us. But then again, there are those guys out there that like to get beat and hit by women. So maybe that's
got to be it, I guess.
Maybe there's like that. Maybe there's subs, right?
Sounds like a great time. Have my waitress slap me
repeatedly. The clips I've seen, this chick's going bananas on him, and then takes his food.
Is he like there by himself? Is he there with a girl? Or
I mean, I don't know who the people were with him, but it was a table of jackass table for 8. I don't know, something along those lines. How you doing, man? What's going on?
I'm tired. I weed eated. Poof.
Is that the proper verbiage for it?
I don't know.
Weed eated?
Weed ate? I don't think it's weed.
Yeah, because you can't say you didn't weed anything. You demolished, but it's a weed eater.
So I weed eated.
That doesn't
use the weed eater. I weed eated.
I mean, I know we're getting into semantics. It just doesn't feel like weed eated sounds right, but we'll go with it.
I think it's right, though. I think it's right.
So you weed eated.
That's just in this heat, in this property, there's a lot of weed eating. I was exhausted.
Usually with folks that have this size property, you have caretakers. You've weed eated all on your own, which is, that's credit to you.
I have.
I mean, who likes to weed eat?
Yeah, I'm not a big fan. I like to mow with the zero turn. That's fun. I don't like to weed eat.
It's
good for about 5 minutes, and then you're like, fuck this.
I don't know what it's like now. I haven't weed eated in a while.
Weed oat.
But when I was a kid, and I used to have to do it as like part of the chores, yard work, right? And they used to have the string. That's what an outdoors man I am. The string that goes on the bottom of the weed eater?
The line.
The line, yes, the line.
Was that .90 or .36 line you were using?
I have no idea, because what would happen is as soon as the line would get chopped, I was like, and I couldn't fit it like through the hole anymore, and I'm going, well, I don't know what to do now. Now I'm stuck. Now we got to take it back to the store where we got it, or have a professional try to like feed the line through. Is that still happening? Is there?
I mean, wow.
Feeding the line, is that an issue?
I would say of all my pet peeves and the things that annoy me in the entire world, trying to re-spool a weed eater is the number one thing. I've said this for years. I said, you could put me on a deserted island with a weed eater, and say spool it, and we'll get you off the island, and I would die on that island. It's so, for me,
dude,
it is so hard.
You just unzipped me because I hadn't thought of that memory in years. But now I'm thinking back to exactly how frustrating it was and how I was always like, look, when I'm able to never do yard work again, I'm never doing yard work again. Like, I'm out. Now I still do yard work, but it's stuff that, like, it's not weed eating. Like, it's not spooling the line. Like, I'll go out there and trim trees and do stuff like that. For some reason, that seems cooler to me. But hell with that. Like, does it still have, like, the spring on there? Why is there not better technology? I'm sorry. No. I'm all unzipped.
This is exactly my rant from 4 hours ago in the kitchen with Donna as we're doing a 2-person weed eater respool. Why is there not better technology? Why do I got to for years just undergo this trying? And then sometimes you get it all done. It took you like 15 minutes just to do it, and you start up the weed eater and you hit the thing and the string pops out.
Yes.
And you're like, are you shitting me?
God. And then you got to do it all over again.
You got to do it all over again.
I literally forgot how annoying. I'm so sorry that's been your day, because it's
the worst thing in the world. And I was getting really mad too. I never get mad, but I get real mad at weed eaters.
Some people would call it first world problem. I don't see that as being a first world problem. I see that's more of a second world problem, because you're doing menial work. You're doing tasks, right? Like you would if you were living in I don't know. It doesn't seem first world to me. It doesn't seem like a rich. It's not like a ritzy person. Like,
well, how is it first world when it's been the same technology for 45 years?
There really is nothing better. There's got to be a better way.
There's got to be a better way. It's so, and then okay,
we'll go on Shark Tank. We'll come up with something, and they'll go, "Well, how do you plan on getting it accomplished?" And both you and I will look at each other and go, I don't know. We're idea guys.
Just idea guys. Let's get the doers in here.
You're the shark. You figure it out.
The doers. If you put the string in right on the weed eater, you can bump it, and it will it'll self lengthen. You know, when it starts getting cut off.
Yeah.
And boy, the one out of every 10 times that I do it right, and it bumps out, I'm just like, oh, this is how life is. This is good. Oh, look, bump. Bump, break, bump, break. Oh, it's all, but I can hardly ever get it to work because I don't. You try to jam those, and the string gets caught underneath the thing, so then it's not going to bump. And you're like, well, I guess I'll just weed eat until this amount of string breaks.
Yes, or I would pull when I'd get the line through, it'd be really long. So then I'd slice up my leg because I'm like, now it's too long.
You get that whip. Whip,
and it goes.
And it hits the outside of the guard. And it sounds like a plane crash. It's like, what have I done?
I'm totally unzipped. These are nightmares from my childhood. And then, furthermore, I don't know about how you're weed eating these days, but my weed eater was electric. So you had to plug in. It was, not cordless. So then you'd have to, like all the time, it would just come undone out of nowhere. The thing would stop, and you're going, you look back, and you see the cords unplugged, and you're going, here we go.
Here we go again.
Walk back, try to figure that whole thing out. Then, occasionally, you'd take the weed eater, and you'd cut through the electric cord.
Yeah, I've done that too.
And then, you get the crap beat out of you as a kid because it's like, now you ruined
the weed eater. Dumbass.
You little shit. Look what you did. You're going to pay for that. You're not getting chore money this week.
No chore money.
You've cost us money.
I used to do this property with an electric weed eater.
How? You have the world's longest cord?
I had about 4 to 5 cords strung together.
How I do my Christmas lights. So you had them all strung.
Seriously, you can see like out to the fence.
That is a long distance.
Because I hated gas power weed eaters so much because I just had bad luck with them, and it's like these will always work. You just got to plug them in. There's no combustion engine to break down, just a little electric. So, but finally, I was just like, I can't do it anymore with these extension cords. So I got a gas powered weed eater.
When I was a kid, I don't think I ever knew gas-powered ones existed. It was never put on the table as an option, right? So I
don't even know if they had them back then.
Yeah, I don't
it was
know.
just for lawn maintenance. They didn't really sell them to the general public.
Now I look at the gas stuff and going, all right, that's pretty cool. But then again, I'm going, well, now I got to keep a can of gas hanging around the house and put it in the garage. It's, or I put it in my shed. Like, it just becomes a whole nother thing.
Well, it's 2-stroke. So you have to get 2 to 3 ounces of 2-stroke and mix it with a gallon of gas.
Yes.
So it's just another step in your misery.
Man.
You can't just fill it up with gas. Oh, you got a whole process.
Maybe we're not real men. We've talked about it before.
This is the not real men section of the show for sure. I mean, I'm sure there's plenty of dudes out there going, you guys are the biggest pussies ever.
Don't get me started on chainsaws. When that chain comes off, the day's over. When I put the chain back on one time, I put it on upside down, and then I had to go through the humiliation of having my father-in-law go, son, it's on backwards. Like, it's literally like and he's being real polite about it, but I'm going, Jesus Christ, this is not.
That's a bad one. That's like something you'd see in a movie. Like Meet the Parents.
And I've done it multiple times.
Why won't it cut? De Niro's like, it's on backwards.
That was what happened. Yeah.
It's this. I did the same thing too.
Really?
Yeah, like not too long ago, probably 8 months ago, and I was just like, "What? Why won't this fucking thing? It's just smoke. It's just smoke." And then Donna goes, "You got to put it on. Did you put it on the certain way?" And I was like, "You got to put it on a certain way."
To me, the chain. Well,
you put it on the.
To me,
the chain. You put it on.
See, in my world, I was looking at it going, the chain. It looked like the teeth were. I thought I put it on right. It looked like the teeth were in the proper direction. And then also, apparently, I had to unscrew it because there's a bunch of sticks and shit that was all bundled up into the.
Yeah.
What does a man? What does a man call the rest of the?
The casing.
Yeah, the casing. Thank you, Mike. Mike, you manly man, you.
Weed eating, chainsawing. What's what we're talking about tonight?
Put us on an island. See what happens. We'll both be just famished.
Weed eating, chainsawing. Really. I was like, usually I get a new chainsaw. I've been pretty good with this one, and I use it because whatever I needed it for, I use it, and I cut anything in the proper that needs cut, and then I put it away and realize it'll never start again.
Yes, it's a race against time. On top of it, because if the chain comes off and like the branch is only halfway down, it's like, well, how am I going to get the rest of this branch down? Because this was the tool. Then you get out there with, I have a handsaw that's
a handsaw
completely
dull
because I'm out there looking, I'm fucking chopping up Lincoln logs. And then yeah, I got to use a handsaw to cut down the rest of the branch. And then your neighbors are looking at you like, what's this? What are you in the Pilgrim era? Like they're looking at me, and I'm, and I have no excuse for it other than
I think we may have found a niche. This is our niche. It's the non-man show.
Call us up if you've got these non-man problems.
I mean, we're providers. We do all the stuff we're supposed to do. We're just not good at certain things that typically make a man a man.
Yeah.
There's a chainsaw. Some people ain't cut out to chainsaw. What's the big deal? Doesn't mean I'm not a man.
I'm fascinated with shows like Naked and Afraid. Like, I am fascinated with it. Like, I don't know if you ever watch that stuff or not, but like to see how they whittle shit and like, set these traps for animals. And I'm going, ways. Like they're going old school with some of these traps, stuff that I like is the simplest trap in the world, but I would never think of. Like the stick with the big old heavy rock and the little what do men call that stuff? Bait. And then the animal comes in and it hits the stick and then the rock collapses onto it, it kills it, and then they come in.
Yeah.
I'm like, if I can't catch you by hand, I don't know what's going to happen there.
Yeah.
I'm just going to be naked and dying.
I'm exactly the same way. I used to make traps with the kids trying to catch birds in the backyard just for fun. And it was a laundry basket. with a stick, and then a rope tied to the stick, and you put bread.
Clever stuff.
Yeah, and we, out of the 50 times we tried it, I think we caught one bird.
Did you kill it and eat it? At least like a man?
We stomped it to death.
Nice.
And I said, that's how you do it. No.
Very manly.
We immediately let it go because you can't mess with songbirds. It's like for some it's a bird law or something. Bird law, just federal law.
What, do you study bird law now?
I'm an expert in bird law. You can't kill songbirds.
What other not manly stuff?
What can we think of? Beaver smell like tuna. 100 bits for the non-man show.
Thank you, beaver smell like tuna. Yeah, I mean, there's probably at least five things I do daily that would
disqualify you for being a man.
Yeah, like if they had the old man card thing, they would just get in that.
You see, and it's not. See, like I'd like to be more good at stuff like that. Like Donna can outshine me in all this stuff.
Sure, yeah.
Like grilling, repairing things, all this stuff she can do, and it's like, I mean, you can't write a parody song.
Here's what I bring to the table. Dude, the grilling. Don't get me started. Now you got me. Now I'm zipped on grill. I really thought I was getting pretty good at cooking a steak. Until if I do not follow like the YouTube video literally step by step every time, I'm gonna fuck it up. Like it's just the way it's been. So like I'll grill a steak and I'll follow the recipe, and the next time I'll be like, I got this. I remember all the steps. I remember how to do this.
What's the steps? You put it on the grill and turn it a few times.
I mean, yeah, fair.
Maybe put some spices on.
But I don't always do the thing. I don't do the temperature check. I just go, seems like it's been on there long enough. Probably is pretty cooked, and then I'll give it to the family. And I know as soon as I turn around, they're all like, this isn't really cooked very well. And then they have to politely, some sort of, in a roundabout way, go, hey, this still seems, basically calling my shit raw, right? And they're going, can we put this back in there? And I'm going, you're calling me not a man. That's really what's happening here without saying it.
Do you ever cut it open and make sure it's not rare?
I do. And for me, it looks good. But
some people, supposedly that's how you're supposed to eat it.
Like super raw,
it's
right?
Rare. Rare is...
rare, yeah.
I mean, if you get...
What do the men call it? Raw? Rare?
Rare. If you get above, like, medium... Or even medium, like a snake snob is like, you've offended. The chef will come out and slap you in the face.
Yep. Yeah.
Well done.
See, if I was a chef, I would totally be like, great. I don't have to care about this person's food at all. I can just leave it there. And if I fuck it up, then it's going to be fine with him anyways because it's well done. I'd be
a piece of leather.
I'd be very happy,
and he's gonna like it.
I remember I had to do a gig with a chef. God, this is probably 20 years ago. It was a really fancy restaurant. Okay, like really fancy steakhouse. I won't say the name of it. You can probably imagine.
Yeah.
And
Schmrish?
No. I don't say it's inconsequential.
I know exactly. I just can't. I can't
don't even do it. Just don't do it.
I just want from my own person.
Well, then say it quietly.
I'm just trying to think of the damn thing in my head. It's been around there forever. Oh, never mind.
I don't know what you're talking about. Anyways, this chef that was like 20 years ago, and we had to do like a radio station gig of like tailgating at the Bucks game or something like that, and they were out there grilling food as like part of the promotion or whatever. But if you take like a Michelin star chef who I don't want to say they get their ass kissed, but in their world, if you're a Michelin star chef, like you're pretty much getting your ass kissed. All your employees are kissing your ass. Everybody in the kitchen, it's yes, chef, no chef. Like it's very, a matter of fact. But everybody at the tailgating, they don't know she's a Michelin star chef. They're just like, take 2 hot dogs. I mean, one of them say, come and try one of these. And you could see her face, the frustration of going, I'm a fucking world-class chef, and I'm having to serve you fat slobs as you wear your Culpepper jersey.
Well,
you know,
why did she have to do that? It was like a promotional gig for the restaurant? Or
no, it was a larger
charity kind of thing.
I don't even remember what it was. It was just one of those things. And but yeah, you could tell the frustration. Chefs get, ooh boy, they're
sometimes you got to serve hot dogs. Suck it up.
I don't know if you're a Michelin star. If I was a Michelin star chef, I'd be pretty pissed off if they were like, "Hey man, we're sticking you out in the parking lot today to look at dogs."
To me, being a good chef, being a good barber or hairdresser, I think it's it's an art and it's a gift. I like you could put me in a kitchen and teach me with the best chefs in the world, and I probably wouldn't be a great chef.
Yeah.
It's just something that Donna's an excellent cook, and she can just cook anything.
What's your go-to recipe? Like everybody's got a go-to.
Make a nice salad.
Boy, that's really not manly.
I can make you breakfast.
What, like eggs?
Yeah, I'm making some eggs and bacon and toast. But other than that, I don't cook.
No fancy hamburger recipe or like.
No, I don't do nothing.
Oh,
I could. I mean, for
the first time, I feel like I'm more of a man than you.
I could. I mean, I could. I've made meatloaf and spaghetti and stuff using Donna's recipes, and it turned out all right.
Yes, a sprinkle of this, a dash of that.
When she was working and I was at home.
Stay at home, yes.
I enjoyed staying home with the 3 kids.
Nothing wrong with that.
Fucking awesome.
Dude,
that's the best deal ever.
I loved that movie Mr. Mom back in the day with Michael Keaton. It was such a great movie, but it did really expose how terrible men are viewed as being capable of doing the things that one would traditionally think the housewife would do. And myself included. I wouldn't be able to handle any of those responsibilities.
That's my favorite is when the guy comes in and he's talking about the remodeling his house.
220, 224, whatever it takes.
Yeah, and that would be me. 220, 224. Something like that.
And he looks at him, he's like, like he knows. He's like, you're not a man at all.
Not a man at all.
No idea what's happening here.
He let the guy win, didn't he? Didn't he let the guy win in the race?
He did let the guy win, yeah.
He's got to burn me up.
Oh, dude, I have let people win in the past.
For what reason?
I don't remember, but I don't think I would ever do it again because it does burn you up. If you know you can win and then you just don't because you want to throw it or whatever, it's like, I'm not. If I lose, I lost because I sucked. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to ever lose again to be like, don't worry, I threw it, babe. I threw it for you. No.
I don't understand what you're saying. You don't want to be which guy?
I won't throw.
You won't throw a game.
Yeah, if I'm going to lose it, I lost because they're better than me, not because I'm actively going, I'm not going to. Yeah, I'm not going to win this one. Let them have it.
You ever do that with your kids? You ever let your kids win?
Not if I can help it. They're the easiest ones to beat.
You got to let the kids win when they're little, though. When they're little.
I don't think so.
It's just, they just quit. If I was playing with my kids when they were like 5 and 6 years old and I beat them every time, they'd just quit.
Like my daughter would do that all the time.
Just let them win.
No.
They're not capable of winning.
No.
They're not capable.
No, that's not true. I pride myself on pretty strong at checkers, and she won at checkers legit, and I was fired up. I'm like, I can't believe this. And like,
how old was she?
It's probably 2 years ago. She was probably 9 at the time, and I'm going, well,
I don't think you were paying attention, buddy.
I was though.
You were
like
concentrating.
I didn't want her to win. But I do remember one time also she got a triple jump on me in checkers, and it was a legit one, and I didn't see it coming.
He caught you napping, buddy.
And I was like, God, it was frustrating. It's like, good for her, bad for me. Don't let that ever happen again.
I mean, once my kids got to where they could play, decent. Like when Trace was 14, that was like, all right, try to beat me, buddy. You ain't gonna, from now on, when you beat me, it's gonna be legit.
And did he?
Probably when
What age did he start beating you?
Once he was 16 or 17, it was like, I think I wrestled him when he was like 16 or 17. Just like
the old feats of strength.
It was like a family thing. We were like clowning around the bedroom and pillow fighting, and he started fighting back, and I was like, oh my God, the youth, the strength, the speed. I'm done.
Yeah.
17.
The testosterone flowing through his veins right now.
Like, oh, yeah. He wants it way more than I want it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same reason. That's why I'm not getting in fights. I'm not gonna fight people on the street. Like, I'm a grown man, dude. Like, if somebody wants to, I'm going. Hey, man, have fun. Take care. See you later.
And in this day and age, with what you see on the news. You think of, okay, you're in a parking lot, or you're at the 7-Eleven, you're at the parking lot, and then some guy starts beating this girl. And you're like, well, obviously I'm a chivalrous male, and I'm going to go kick this guy's ass. And as soon as you start walking up, he pulls out his gun, and he puts 2 in your chest. It's like, I don't know if I'm doing that. It's like, I think nowadays there's too much risk of that, and there ain't nothing you can do.
Dude,
if if a guy's got a gun, you can't start off with your gun. You're going to get charged with something.
There's too many people that know jujitsu, and there's too many people that have weapons, and you don't know who is who. And, you'll watch these videos of like some guy going in to rob a restaurant, and out of nowhere, this guy that was just eating his pancakes, unloads a clip in him, and then puts one in his head for good measure at the end, and then throws a 20 spot down and walks out the door. And you're going, I'm not prepared to deal with that society at all.
I'm not. Yeah.
I'm just going to eat at home.
It's too bad. It's too bad. Everybody's packing there's a lot more shootings.
But was it always like that?
No.
Like, you didn't know who was. I mean, you really never knew who was holding. And now in Florida, at least, now you can just carry. Like, you don't have to have the concealed weapons permit, so you really don't know who's holding.
I'm sure plenty of people were holding back in the day, but I think society has changed. I think you can use, like, this is a great example. Back in the day, when a mother would kill her children, it was national news, and it happened every, 7 to 12 years. Moms didn't kill their kids. It happens all the time now. We're a different society. They're killing kids left and right, just left and right. Every day of the week, there's a story about somebody killing 2 or 3 kids, like under 5, and it's just like, we're a different society. That didn't used to happen, and that's kind of so now there's a lot more shootings. People are just more prone to violence as society breaks down. The education system, is a joke, and the family unit is a joke, and social media has created narcissists,
monsters.
You're going to get a lot of violence, I guess.
I'm thinking back to.
Unfortunately, look at Coolio Fulio.
Julio. I'm
sorry.
How
Julio.
dare you bastardize his name?
I was trying to dead name him.
I'll tell you what, man. That footage of him getting capped,
crazy.
I've never seen more higher quality.
It's like a movie.
It's
like a movie.
Cinematography.
That one shot, when I saw it, I was like, is this a recreation?
Yeah, like you can see it coming out of the gun. Like you see like.
They got it all. They got different angles. They got guys running behind dumpsters. Everybody's leaving and crashing.
And I get having security cameras. I mean, I have them, right? I get it. But you also might need to question the hotel you're staying at if they've got 9,000 security cameras covering every angle. Down here, mid-level, up high, they've got so many cameras that maybe you go, maybe they got this many cameras. This isn't the safe spot to be.
Over there by USF, I think. You're getting into some sketchy territory.
Busch Gardens area, yeah.
Busch Gardens area.
Gets a little dicey.
It's a lot dicey.
You were talking about the moms killing kids. It takes me back to that case. Was it Susan Smith? I hope I got that name right. I don't want to.
Yeah, Susan Smith was a Carolina.
Okay, and she's the one. She drove her car.
Strapped her kids in, 2 in the back seat, I think maybe in their child seats,
and then blamed a black guy or something.
Put her down a boat ramp,
and then hopped out
and blamed it on a black guy.
And of course, the sketch was just it's that thing of you can just picture her telling the sketch artist, like, well, what did he look like? Black. What was he wearing? Skull cap.
Yeah.
Was it down over his face or was it up above? It was right around his head. What color shirt? Like, you can just see it all playing out, for whatever. But then I started. I asked somebody years later, somebody pretty close to me, and they had postpartum depression after having the kids, which is, I think, what Susan Smith had said it was.
Yeah.
And which, dude, that postpartum is real, because this person was like, oh, yeah, I've thought about just driving off a bridge before with my kids in the car. I'm going, whoa, really? And she's like, yeah. She's like, there was a point in time where I just literally was driving, and she goes, I wonder what would have happened if I just took a hard right and just popped it off the bridge. And it was because she had postpartum depression.
Yeah, but everybody thinks that, right? No,
No,
you never
what?
You never thought about that. What if I just?
I've thought about it, but not with my kids in the car.
Yeah.
If it's you alone, that's
See,
just you being depressed or curious. It's,
Just got a wild imagination.
yeah. But she was legit like, yeah, I thought about totally just going off a bridge with my kids. And that's when I knew, like, the postpartum thing. I was too young to, when Susan Smith was crying postpartum, I didn't really know what that was.
Yeah. Well, she was lying.
Was that what it was? She was just using?
Yeah, of course.
I don't know. I know the postpartum thing's real. That's all I know.
Yeah, I don't buy it.
What was her deal? She was a psycho?
She's a psycho.
Wait, hold on. You don't buy postpartum?
Not necessarily. I think in a lot of cases it's just, attention-seeking drama queens.
Such a naysayer.
That's me.
That is definitely
That's
you.
me. Like, especially, postpartum. Who says it's postpartum? The psycho. I've been to therapists before. I've never seen a therapist who was even remotely sane. They're the worst people ever.
I'm not saying they're the best ones to check you out and make the call, but how can you say postpartum doesn't exist if you're not a female? It's not you, sir. It's them.
Their body, their choice.
Their body's their choice. If they say they have postpartum, they have.
Well, they can certainly say that.
Taking a hard stance on postpartum.
Hardcore stance.
I don't know. Even if you don't believe it, you should probably just say you believe it.
I wouldn't call anybody out.
Okay.
Call anybody out.
Yeah. I was going to say, because
I'll just not hang out with you. I was like, oh, that person's a bummer.
I'm not a bummer. I just have postpartum.
Yeah, a drama queen. And I thought I was just going to turn right over the bridge and end it all. That's just me.
You're quite the cynic.
Quite the cynic. My kids are all cynics. I ruined them. I ruined all my kids.
What was the, speaking of, like, not your body, your choice thing, they were showing today, what's the lady's name? The White House press secretary, Carrie Jean-Pierre. Yeah, I'm a Michelin star.
By the way, the chat like when you say Michelin.
Is that not? It's correct.
I have no idea. I know Michelin tires. I don't know if they're Michelin tires. I think they're Michelin tires. But it could. I have no idea. I've always heard Michelin 5-star, but I have no idea if
I've always heard that too.
Americans tend to say things wrong.
But then I watched that movie Burnt, starring Bradley Cooper, and they say Michelin in that movie. So that's why I say Michelin.
Oh, so you can be like those left-wing blue-blooded pieces of trash.
It's in the Olympic spirit. I'm going French from here. Michelin.
Michelin. What were you saying before I interrupted you about the Michelin? I'm sorry.
I was reading something about, you know how that actually Michelin. The Michelin.
What the tire, dude?
You know how the Michelin tire guy, you know how they became 5-star, 4-star, and all that?
No.
Okay. I'm gonna fuck it up. It's basically saying how far. This is before plane travel was so accessible to this stuff, but it was like, okay, Michelin tires, but how great is this restaurant? How far would you travel on your Michelin tire to get to that restaurant? How good is it? If it was 5-star, that means you were willing to travel, I can't remember the distance, but it's like 500 miles, right? If it was a 4-star, that means, hey, if you're within 400 miles of this place, go. That's in 300, 200, 100. Like that's how the Michelin star.
So it was actually
born.
with a tire company kind of deal?
It's by Michelin. Yeah.
Well, then it's definitely not Michelin.
Again, I'm talking as Bradley Cooper in the movie Burnt, which is about Michelin star chefs, or as they called it in the movie, Michelin.
Okay, I think I have to research that because I don't know.
I'm sure I'm wrong. There's no need to research anything. I'm sure I'm wrong.
That's not the way you do it. You need to Brent Hatley it. I'm trying to Brent Hatley myself more. Because, I'm always, I don't even know if that's true. It's like, you just got to stop. I'm just going to put it out there. Like everybody else, just put it out there.
I should have cut everybody off in the past. When you said chat is making fun of the way you're saying Michelin, I probably should have just said, well, that's too bad. They're wrong. I'm right.
That's what you should have done.
And just move on.
I saw it in a movie about Michelin chefs.
Yeah.
So
I watched a documentary.
So I know what I'm talking about.
It's on the internets.
Oh. Got a lot of play out of weed eating.
A lot of action there.
Action.
I was what was the My Body My Choice thing.
That's what we were going to talk about.
The Carrie Jean-Pierre and Michelin.
Oh yeah. Oh.
Okay, I guess here's where I want to start. Is Kamala Harris black or not? And let me also preface that with saying I don't really care.
Yeah.
But now I'm curious.
Yeah.
Like they've now piqued my curiosity.
I get it.
And I don't know why. I think it's now just become the question of like where are we at with this?
Her mother is Indian, as far as the country of India.
Okay.
And her father is Jamaican. I don't know if he's full Jamaican. I don't know. And
that's
I don't
tough
really
because I know a Jamaican who's
but
completely white.
I believe if you're half black, you're black. You can be black.
Well, is there a percentage that goes on when you claim it? Like, my point is Senator Warren, when she said she's Native American and she had like a speckle in there or something.
Speckle.
Okay, I don't know where they draw the line, but the Carrie Jean-Pierre chick or whatever today was asked about Trump's remarks calling Kamala Harris not black, and she was Indian until a couple years ago, and now all of a sudden she's black. And the Carrie Jean-Pierre, her response was something to the effect of, she is the Vice President of the United States. We need to put some respect on her name, and nobody should be able to tell anybody what they identify as. I thought it was a weird response to a question where if Kamala Harris was black,
they just say she's black,
right? Like if you were the Carrie Jean-Pierre chick, if you are in the press corps, you're Peter Ducey, and you go, "Hey, are you African American? You consider yourself black?" What do you think Carrie Jean-Pierre would say? She'd probably say yes. But the fact that she didn't have a clear answer on the distinction of a race for the Vice President of the United States, it seems kind of odd. Now it's got me curious.
So so either she's not black, or they just want to keep. They just like to keep the. Now we've got her. Is she black? Is she not black? We got to argue about this while we're spending $300 for groceries. That's all it is, right there. Who gives a shit? Who's gonna lower my grocery bill? Probably nobody. But
Mike, I couldn't agree with you more. It is perhaps the dumbest issue that's going to pop up on the table for the next news cycle, right?
And it'll probably be for 3 months. It's going to be, is she black or is she Indian or her dad's a Jamaican Jew? I don't know.
Now, with that being said, I kind of want to know. just from I just want to know. And now it's piqued my interest.
Have you Googled, is Kamala Harris black?
I have not, and I only bring this up because I heard it on the way here. But look, I don't even know if I trust Google anymore with the search results after what you're seeing.
True.
Like, who's to say?
Her mother was an Indian. Her father is Jamaican. Both immigrated to the United States. Harris was born in Oakland, California, and attended attended a historically black university, Howard University.
Yep.
So ain't she just black?
No, I mean, well, look, hold on. Historically black university doesn't answer the question because I've got a family member who goes to Howard.
Yeah.
He's Puerto Rican. Like, so the university doesn't have anything to do with it. I went to high school with a guy who ended up being a kicker for Long Beach University in California in Compton or whatever. Like, so that you got to take that out, right?
It's just whether her dad was full blown black.
So now we have to research the dad and try to see pictures of him. But if he's also, if you look at a picture of the dad and he's any sort of any color to him at all, right? Then now it becomes a whole family tree and lineage thing. And
I mean, there's not even really a definitive answer on the internet. It's pretty preposterous.
So we don't know. Like Trump, you can pretty much go, oh, he's full on white. Like there's no question. He is whiter than white.
He's whiter than white for sure.
he's translucent.
He's Nordic. AJ the Linger, 1,000 bits. Hot damn.
Hey.
Beaver smell like tuna, 200 more bits.
Nice.
So she's black. She's black.
Is she though? We don't know if she's.
Who cares?
I mean, okay. Personally, when I look at her, if I was just to be just the average Joe off the street, not know any of these questions or anything like that, I would probably look at her and go, that looks like an African American woman to me.
I think so.
So to me, I think she's African American. I'd be shocked to find out she wasn't. But I thought the press secretary's response was odd, I guess is my point.
I don't know whether they're just trying to keep it going because that's what they like.
Keep what going? The mystery?
Yeah, because all you'd have to say, Pierre Jean-Pierre, whatever her name is, so all she has to do is say, he'd show up a picture. Here's her dad, he's black, and here's her mom, she's Indian. Under the guidelines, EEOC, she is African American. Case fucking closed.
But instead, they're dragging it out on purpose, is what you're saying.
Why wouldn't you? See, I think they think it makes the Republicans look bad, so they want to keep it going, I guess. Just like the Obama with the birth certificate and all that shit.
I do think that Trump really should have played up that gunshot more, man. Like he took. First of all, again, we've talked about it before. The bandage was terrible, terrible bandage.
It was
bad
terrible.
look.
It was bad.
But then he took it off, and he only talked about the assassination attempt, one time and hit it on a couple others. But like he didn't play that thing up nearly enough. It's like he's moved on from it. But like if he was a true politician, he could have milked that thing out for the next decade.
When the
Easy.
when the assassination attempt happened, the following week it was like, oh, he's definitely gonna win.
Yeah.
I mean, it's when somebody almost gets shot and it's a 50-50, or he was leading,
and then gets up and yells, fight. I mean,
it's all over. But the media, they gave it a week or two, and then they went with the Kamala Harris is the greatest thing since the Mother Mary shtick is what they're doing now. And that, see, it's infuriating because this is, we don't have a real country anymore. None of this is real. This is also such bullshit. The Republicans are weird shit. Are you seeing that?
Yes.
It's all over the internet that the Democratic strategy now is just to call Republicans really weird.
But I saw a great meme of Republicans are weird, but Democrats aren't. And it's got some like a boy dressed as a girl on a keyboard at their computer with like just the ultimate meme of
the ultimate woke meme.
Yes, the hypocrisy involved of a statement like that on either side. I got news for you. Both Republicans and they're both fucking weird.
You telling me
it's all weird. Life is weird.
That what's his fucking name?
J.D. Vance?
No, the Graham guy. No, the
Lindsey Graham.
Lindsey Graham and Nancy Pelosi. Who's weirder?
They're both weird.
Chuck Schumer,
Weird.
and Mitch McConnell. Who's weirder? It's a toss-up. They're a bunch of low-life weirdos.
And they're weird, and we don't even know that much about them personally. Like, if they look weird to us on the surface, imagine how weird they really are.
Because Donna always brings up this point. She's like, why don't you ever see the paparazzi following these politicians? You've got 400 criminals in D.C., 400, I don't know how many, hundreds of them in the Senate. And what are they doing? And no, you never see nothing about it. Ever, right?
Or when they do follow them and they get them on a question, it's always something stupid like, hey, Nancy Pelosi, do you like onions on your burger or do you eat ketchup? And you're like, well, you had the chance. Like, that's the infuriating part is they have a chance to ask a hard-hitting question, but the paparazzi aren't trained like that.
No, they want access, and you don't get access if you're mean to the politicians.
Right.
Yeah.
So you're going to ask them some fluff question that means nothing.
Kevin J.K. says 435 total in Congress. I mean, he says, sorry, 535.
It's a lot of weirdos in one building.
A lot of weirdos and a lot of weird stuff coming out in the news about 535 weirdos. Nothing. They're all, none of them are arrested. None of them are caught doing shenanigans, adultery, drugs.
Let me throw this one out there. And this is a question for chat too. Very kind of similar to what we asked last week, but I don't think we were doing the hang. This was definitely before the hang started. So yeah. I'm gonna go back to something that happened, I guess, a couple years ago. The Nancy Pelosi husband attack that was done by the guy who's, hit him with a hammer or whatever.
Yeah, that was a weird scene there.
All right, what are we going with there? I never talked to you about this one.
I don't even know, and I don't know what the official thing is. The guy was a crazy guy.
Right. That's the official thing, but the official thing with the Trump assassination attempt is I don't think that's
Paul Pelosi.
Yes.
What do you think happened with Paul Pelosi?
See, you summed it up perfectly. It's weird. Something's weird.
Awry.
I don't know what it is. Yeah, it's just like you just have that feeling. You go, something's just off about it. And even if it went down the way they said it went down, is that in itself not completely weird? Bizarre enough to make you stop and go, this is really strange. Like, I don't know if, I probably would be apt to believe the guy was a crazy attacker, right? But what was the rumors? The rumors were Paul Pelosi, some sort of gay boyfriend love triangle. Right. That was one of the other things that was thrown out there.
And I think that could be legit.
That's the weirdest part, right?
Tinder date gone wrong.
Isn't that the strangest thing?
Grindr date gone wrong.
That when you look at that and somebody throws that theory out about going, oh, Grindr date go wrong, and you go, oh wait, before you would, at least 100 years ago, you would have thought that, oh, no way, our politicians and their families are better than this. That would never be a thing. This couldn't possibly be the situation. Now you're like, oh yeah, Grindr date gone wrong. I could see that. But I don't know. I don't know if it's a conspiracy or not. It just seems weird.
Yeah, I mean, they kind of let that one go because I don't even know. I think it was the official story is this crazy guy attacked him with a hammer.
And then there's all the
Who was in the underwear? Was
the husband was in the underwear?
Yeah.
Which, okay.
Grindr date gone wrong.
In all fairness, I strung around the house of undies.
If he was a Republican, I'd be guaranteeing it was a Grindr date gone wrong.
That's fair. That's fair. Yeah. No, you're right. Yeah. I mean, look, Lindsey Graham, perfect example.
I question whether South Carolina should be excommunicated from the Union.
Keep voting for me. I'm a Republican.
I bet and Lindsey Graham, I bet he sucks the mean dick. I bet he does. He is the gayest man I've ever seen in my life. Not that there's anything wrong with that. It's just he pretends like he's not.
There's just certain individuals like you. I always go back to that movie Silence of the Lambs with Buffalo Bill and putting on the lipstick and cross-dressing and doing the whole thing that Buffalo Bill did. and
talking,
yeah. And you look at some of these politicians and you just kind of hone in and you go, that's a very distinct Buffalo Bill possibility right there.
So see Lindsey Graham with putting the lipstick on.
Mitch McConnell, I don't know about him. I think he's just too old. He's
just vacant.
Yeah.
It's an embarrassment. The new Biden is supposedly 2 to 3 inches taller than the old Biden.
Guy's huge. He can dunk.
How's that happening? Are they just throwing it in your face? Hey, we got a new fake Biden. He's really tall, and you're not supposed to notice.
I know it's the weirdest thing because I'm okay with body doubles. I get the need for it. I would understand it, but it also seems a bit overt. Where
overt.
What's up with that? Like I don't know.
And why are you insulting? The only guy you could find was 6'3", 6'4". What? You know, you shrink when you get older. You don't get taller. You shrink. Yes. You shrink.
His back is straightened out.
Everybody shrinks. There's nothing you can do about it. You're gonna shrink. It's not your mind. It's your whole body. You just shrink.
I'm Hogan used to be 7'9". Just ask him. I don't understand the Biden body double thing, but when I look at the videos, I go, something's afoot.
Something's afoot.
And I don't know what it is, and I don't know if we'll ever know what it is. And the more people that question it, the more crazy and delusional all of the theories sound, and therefore we'll never get a bit of it, of the actual story.
And what do you think happened with the Trump deal? You think
the assassination attempt?
Did you think the media dropped it? Obviously, because the media, they're pretty much government propaganda now. So they dropped it and they went with the Kamala's the best thing, and Trump, he can't get any play. Allegedly, Google accidentally made it to where you could not search up the photo of Donald Trump after he was the attempted assassination.
See, is that true or it's not true?
That about Google? I don't.
Yeah.
Who knows?
See, that's the thing.
I heard it was true.
There you go. And okay. But then even if you think Google's making mistakes like that, if in fact it happened, no, they're not making mistakes. They're Google.
So so it's just getting started. We got 3 more months. 3 more months of this.
Gonna get ramped up quick.
So what? Okay, so we went from assassination attempt to Biden had COVID to Biden drops out of the race to Kamala is the most popular woman in the history of America. So what's next? What's next? And it's coming every week. It's not a couple times a month. It's every week. They're hitting you with something really crazy. So
well, you know what I was so excited.
Oh, we got the Venezuela thing. Maybe that'll blow up.
That could be a thing.
We got the Israeli thing too.
That's definitely going to be a thing.
They killed somebody inside of Iran.
The leader of Hamas.
Hezbollah.
Hezbollah. Is
it? Yeah, Hezbollah.
Oh, Hezbollah.
Which is the Iranian. That's the Iranian guys.
All bad.
So they killed him inside of Israel, and Iran was like, You watch out now. But they never do anything because the Israelis got 200 nukes. So no, what are you going to do as Iran? You're gonna do something and you're gonna get nuked. I don't know.
I don't know either.
But are you going to use nukes? If Israel nuked Iran, I don't think Russia and China would be too, because they're in alliance with Iran. It's a crazy world we got going on. It's going to be a fun summer.
It's better over there than over here.
Fight them over here. We keep fighting them over here.
I was excited to watch so Bitcoin had their Bitcoin 2024 conference in Nashville, whatever, big to do in the Bitcoin world. And Trump was speaking there. And RFK spoke there. And RFK spoke like the day prior or 2 days prior to Trump. And it was pretty. I didn't hear the speech, thank God.
So hard.
But I read the cliff notes about what he was saying.
Probably very good.
It was very good.
The cliff notes were very good. The actual speech was horrendous.
Yeah.
Wait till.
The typed version sounded great. So then everybody's like going, well, shit. Trump is going to come into this thing and murder it, right? He's going to kill it. He's going to do such a great job. And then he just shit the bed. Like I thought so. Like I was expecting him to really make an announcement, really embrace it. And he did embrace Bitcoin to a certain extent, but not the extent that I think I wanted him to.
I thought he said he was going to get like make us mine like a Bitcoin a day or something. You know?
Well, he's saying that the mining should be done here in the U.S. and so like, and he's saying that he'll have the Bitcoin that the U.S. owns now, which is like 210,000 Bitcoin or something like that. He'll make as part of the strategic reserve asset. We'll never sell it. All that kind of stuff, right? So those are good things that you want to hear as a Bitcoiner. But then he does his stupid Trump shit that he does.
He went off script.
Goes off script, and then like at the like, now everybody, you guys go have fun playing with your Bitcoin or whatever it is that you guys do. And it's like, dude, you took like you're in a room full of serious like tech-minded gurus who are trying to shape the financial future and do this thing, right?
Yeah.
And they're smart people, and then for him to just kind of diminish it of like, go play with your Bitcoin. It's like, like that's the shit that pisses me off about him. It's like,
that's what you're always going to get.
Yeah. It's like you get a step forward and then he steps in it and it goes back. It's just, I don't know. It's a little frustrating. I thought it was going to be better.
What is the Democratic Party's position on Bitcoin? I haven't heard a lot about that.
Not great from my understanding right now. Kamala Harris's folks have apparently reached out to, as Cameron Winklevoss said, reset things with the crypto industry, because in reality there is a voting base there that does factor that in. I think it was 1 in 5 Americans own some sort of crypto, right? That is a large amount of people that they don't want their money fucked with.
Yeah.
Right? Don't fuck with our crypto. And so I guess they're trying to reset things, but I don't know how well that's going to be received.
I mean, Trace owns crypto, so he's definitely not voting Democratic.
There you go.
He's the only person I know who's made money on crypto. He's a day crypto trader. He goes by whatever cool name strikes his fancy, and he actually makes a little money. So
good for him.
Good for him.
Yeah, but I mean, that's. I don't know. I thought it was a really great opportunity for Trump to do well, and then he just kind of
he trumped it up.
He trumped it up. He maggot himself.
He maggot himself. He got maggot. He fucking got maggot. All right, let's take a break, man. We're going long. We'll be right back with more of The Hang. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. We'll be, right back in just a minute. Ned Show, what's up?
What's up, Ned?
What's up, dude?
Not much. I want to talk about your Meemaw.
Why do you want to talk about my Meemaw, sir?
Your Meemaw was a dirty little girl, wasn't she?
Why are you...
Your pawpaw was going to give her the dirty, rusty trombone, and you stopped him, didn't you?
Sir, not to be too graphic, but a rusty trombone is when you're standing behind somebody and tugging their asshole, and with your other hand you're reaching around front and you're jerking them off in a trombone-type motion fashion, back and forth. I mean, it's not easy. You got to get in a real rhythm, and you got to get the tongue and the hand and the back and forth. So unless my Meemaw had a large penis, I don't think that's possible, sir. Why are you trying to say that?
Because I want to make you cry today, Ned.
You think you can make me cry? You think you're a tough guy?
Your Meemaw was a dirty whore.
You think you can bring up my Meemaw's name?
Your Meemaw was a dirty whore, Pawpaw.
You shut up.
You stopped your Pawpaw from giving her a dirty, rusty trombone. Your Meemaw was a dirty little whore, and you know it.
I do know it, sir. She used to go out in the fields and put strawberries in her cooter so the Mexicans would have to dig deep. Oh, they dig deep, sir.
What are you going to do, Ned? You going to cry? I want you to cry, Ned. Come on, Ned. Cry.
Sir?
You're Meemaw.
This is actually starting to get me aroused.
Oh, well, you kind of got me, too.
Uncle Ned, we want a story.
Oh, great. What kind of story?
The Three Little Pigs.
Ah, the classics.
Now let me snort up this Adderall and we'll get started.
Yeah!
That's good shit. All right, where was I? Once upon a time, there were 3 little pigs. They lived at home, and they spent all day playing Fortnite and jacking their nasty, curly-cute pig dicks to boars on sows.
Gross!
But don't be so judgmental. Everybody's got their kinks. Now, these pigs finally got kicked out of their house, and they started to build their own houses. And the first little pig built his house out of straw, because he was a lazy piece of shit.
You don't know that. He can be on the spectrum.
Bullshit.
He can have a disability.
Hogwash. This pig was living off the government, and he was worthless. So when the big bad wolf came upon the first little pig's house, he said, I'm gonna huff and puff and blow your house down.
Why?
Because pigs are lower on the food chain, so he was gonna blow their house down, and he was gonna slit the piggy's neck with his wolf claws, and then eat his way through the pig's rectum to the delicious entrails.
Eat the pigs? That's mean.
It's called the circle of life. Ain't you ever seen the fucking Lion King?
That's a hate crime.
I hate crime. You're full of shit. Okay, all right. I'll give you the snowflake version. Okay. Here we go. The wolf wanted to blow down the piggy's house because he was Antifa, and the pigs had all voted for Trump.
No!
But before the big bad wolf could start blowing, the first little pig ran away to the second little pig's house. Now, the second little pig was QAnon. And since he was so busy selling MAGA hats, he built his house out of sticks and branches.
Cutting down trees makes global warming. Oh, global warming!
Oh, jeez. You've been listening to AOC. What's going on? This pig didn't give a fuck about climate change. So the big bad wolf called up Greta Thunberg, and they both began to huff and puff to blow his house down.
Did they have masks on?
They didn't have a mask on. You can't blow down a house wearing a mask. What are you talking about?
Mask holes!
Mask holes?
Believe the science, doodlehead.
Jesus Christ, what a bunch of fucking Fauci marks. Okay, so the wolf was triple masked, and Greta had a hand sanitizer suppository shoved up her ass.
Were they 6 feet apart?
Jesus Christ, yes, of course they were. And the wolf hadn't hugged his grandma in over a year. And he got arm jabs from all 3 experimental vaccines. And he voted for Sleepy Joe 8 times through the mail. You happy?
No.
Whatever. Both piggies decided to make a run for it and sprinted to the third little pig's house. What's the matter, pigs? The wolf cried. Afraid of a libtard? So now all the piggies were in the third piggy's house. Now this piggy was smart. He was a structural engineer.
How did he get to be an engineer?
He went to pig college.
Sounds like pig privilege to me.
Pig privilege?
It was a pig supremacist.
A pig supremacist? Have you been watching Anderson Cooper again? Jesus Christ. So the wolf, who was gender fluid naturally, sauntered up to the third pig's concrete fortress in a delightful little sundress. But before he could say anything, one of the piggies calls the big bad wolf the wrong pronoun. The wolf was outraged. He screamed, "Transphobe!" and threw a Molotov cocktail through the pig's window. The 3 little pigs were trapped in a giant brick oven.
Yay!
Exactly. People who believe different than you should be killed. Now, when the fire burned out, the piggies were cooked to perfection. The wolf dined on their carcasses for 3 days, and the police couldn't arrest him because he declared the forest to be an autonomous zone.
Wolf was not. WLM.
WLM?
Sirens or Byrons?
Sirens or Byrons? That's the first sensible thing you've said all day. So after he ate the piggies, the wolf decided to take the Wolves' Lives Matter movement nationwide. And he made $50 million in donations, which he used to buy Bitcoin. Now he's the richest fucking wolf in the world. And in 2024, he's voting for Trump.
No! He's not woke. Cancel the wolf.
You ain't canceling the wolf. Get the hell out of here with your snowflake bullshit.
Welcome back to the Hang with Mike and Matt.
Hi, Mike.
Hello, Matt.
Hey, watching the Olympics?
A little bit.
I like the fails.
The fails.
I love
What's
the
best fail?
fails.
The guy on the diving board.
That was pretty good.
That was a pretty good fail.
I think there was one in men's gymnastics too, where the guy just missed the bar.
It can be brutal.
Fell flat on his face.
Yeah.
Then there was one with the bee. Did you see that?
Oh, on the rifle that it cost the medal, didn't it, or something?
Was it the was it?
I mean,
was a bow and arrow, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
What a
Well, bee just couldn't. You get a redo on that, or that is what it is.
It is what it is.
I was thinking the same thing. Like, unfortunately, it is what it is.
You train for your whole life, and you're about to make the shot to get you the medal, and a bee lands on your arrow. It's like, and it screws up your shot. It's like, what? How's that even a thing?
I don't know how he stayed there that long and composed. If a bee or a wasp comes around me, I'm dropping that thing. I'm running. Like, I don't like those things at all.
Yeah, they won't hurt you. Wasp. You ever been bit by a wasp?
Yes.
It hurts.
Let me take that back.
Bad.
I love the bees. Hate the wasps.
Wasp will mess you up, man.
Stung in my eye. Right?
Like,
okay, so I take it back. Not in my, but right here.
it hurts.
Oh my God, I swelled up. I was puffy.
Yeah, wasps suck. Yeah, I would never spray a bee. I'll spray a wasp. So
I don't know what
Son of a
wasps
bitch.
are good for.
good for nothing.
Like, I looked this up
I'm sure there's something.
like a year ago, because right now is like peak wasp season around here. Like, I'm going through cans of Raid like nobody's business, right? I'm spraying. Spraying nests.
Do you get the wasp spray?
Yeah, where it goes like 16 feet in the
Yeah,
air.
yeah.
Yes, yeah.
It's pretty badass.
Except it doesn't reach all the places. I'm going, really? Like 16 feet? It's higher than that? But I don't know what wasps are good for. Like, again, bees, I get circle of life. Maybe wasps, they probably pollinate to a certain extent, but they're not, like, what are we, they're a bunch of rogue monsters as well.
The economic value of wasp pollination for agriculture is greater than $250 billion per year worldwide.
Can't we just get more bees?
But
Save the bees.
But wasps are also top predators of crop-damaging insects like aphids, and their value as crop protectors is worth at least $416 billion.
So what are we talking? We're in the negative? They got negative value or
No,
positive
like
value?
$666 billion. Wasps kick ass.
Not at my house, they're not.
Not around my house either.
Yeah, they're not helping me out one bit.
Actually, I only get it if they're. I only get them if they're a place that's gonna bother me.
Welcome again to the Non-Man Show. Now, where do you get a load of these wasps?
It really hurts when
they sting you.
Swell up. But I only kill them if they don't bother me. If they don't bother me, I don't bother them.
I do.
If they're in a part of the house or the barn, it's not going to bother me. I don't mess with them. But if they're like on the swing set where the kids are, it's like, yeah, you're dying, wasp.
Do you do the spray and run? Because I do the spray and run.
Yeah, because they'll come at you.
Yeah.
They're wasps. You try to kill them, they'll come at you.
Bastards.
Wasps.
Hate wasps. And fire ants, too. I don't know if...
We were talking about grandchildren a second ago.
Yeah.
Here's Trace he's raising his little girls right here. This is them in the rain.
Dancing in the rain.
Dancing in, see, that's life right there. You want your kids to dance in the rain, man.
Unless there's lightning.
Yeah.
And in Florida, it can be a little brutal.
You know, lightning is overrated.
Huh. I love the dancing in the rain, though.
Grandkids are the best. It's the best.
I think this time last year, I went out. It was raining one day, and I was like, I'm just going to go. Like, as an adult, you don't do that. You don't do what those kids are doing there.
You don't.
You just don't. You're like,
no, you never do it.
Last year, I just one day, I was like, I'm just going to go in the rain. And I think my family thought I was being weird. It probably looked weird because it's like something I haven't done. And
yeah.
Like, what's he doing? But it felt nice. I was like, this is refreshing. It was a change of pace.
Yeah, I think I need to go play in the rain.
You should.
I used to play in the rain with my kids. I ain't doing it now. So you could have grandkids at any minute.
Yeah, I could. Yeah.
You'd be a young granddad. You could be. Potentially could be a young granddad.
Potentially. But I'm hoping not yet.
Yeah, probably not.
You know.
And then you got the other ones. That's at least a decade away. So
I'm hoping. Yeah.
At least a decade away. So
I hope.
At least probably 15 years away. Grandkids are cool. Grandkids are awesome.
I just had a second niece. I don't even know what the family. I don't even know what that looks like.
You mean
like I had to ask my
a niece to the second power kind of deal, like once removed, or
I'm not sure what it would be. I can't anything beyond a cousin. I'm on a family tree. I'm lost, dude. It's like, so who is this person to me? Like I know they're a member of my family, but I don't know what it is, right?
Well, you know, a niece, just not more than a niece, right? If you're just a regular, I know aunts, uncles, confused. Nieces, cousins.
Yes,
that's it. Aunts, uncles, nieces, cousins, and after that,
grandparents, of course.
Yeah, any of the beyond that, I got enough to worry about. I don't need second cousins.
I mean, I'm sure you're great. No.
Yeah, we got no time for that.
I don't know what it is. Okay, so
my third cousin twice removed. What? What does that even mean?
Yeah. It's like, okay, my niece had a baby. I don't know what that would be to me. It's something, I'm sure.
Your second?
No. Just my niece
had a baby.
Because my niece,
your grandniece.
Is that what it would be?
I think it is.
That's distant, right?
Is that what it is? What's a grandniece?
I don't know. I was trying to explain it to my daughter, and I'm like, you know, and I think for my daughter, I think it would be a second cousin.
Let's see. A grandniece is the granddaughter of a person's brother or sister.
I can't even wrap my head around that statement right there.
Person's brother or sister, granddaughter. So your sister's granddaughter.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, it is my sister's granddaughter.
I think I'm wrong.
Oh.
What did you say? What's the person you're talking about?
All right. So it would be my sister's daughter had a baby. I mean, we could probably Google this on my own time and figure it out.
Your sister's daughter's is your niece.
Now, my sister's also my baby's mama.
Yeah, they ain't telling me. Whatever.
Well, welcome to this world.
Well, I mean, maybe chat's got the answer on that. They're looking to answer us. What is your sister's daughter's daughter to you?
To me.
Okay. Great niece. Let's see. Marissa says great. Leave it to a woman.
See, what does great mean? Great means like one, like, so, okay, grandparents and then great. So a great is just what? One more generation removed, basically?
So you have a niece and then a great niece, and then would it be a grand niece?
Or it would be a great great niece.
Is there such a thing as a great great niece? I don't know.
It's got to be.
Lynn Carr says grand niece.
Grand niece. Oh wait, no, it's a boy though. It's a boy.
Oh, then it's a nephew. It's just it's a great nephew, right? Your sister's.
I threw a wrinkle in it with the. It's a boy.
Your sister's niece's son.
No,
your sister's daughter's son is your great nephew.
So I got a great nephew. That's what it would be.
I think.
Sorry, Chad. I just confused. I threw in the fact that it has a penis. I don't know.
These days, it's a completely irrelevant. Matthew, he could be the.
He doesn't identify as a nephew.
He could be his pronouns are nephew/niece.
What a time!
What a time!
What a time! I still go with folks. I've said it before. I'll say it again. I went with folks today, even though I knew it was clearly like a I don't know. He's probably an 18-year-old dude, right? But I was like, I'm not taking any chances. He had kind of a different haircut, some weird earrings, kind of a different look about him, to where I'm not chancing it.
Not going there.
Hey, folks.
Folks.
And even I don't even care if they're one person, multiple people. You're all folks to me. I feel like that one's just. I'm still banging that drum on folks.
You're playing it safe.
That's it. Yeah.
See, that's what makes it so hard for me is I'm voting for the non-pronoun party, whoever that is. It doesn't matter. I'm not doing this nonsense with pronouns. If your party is a part of that, you're talking nonsense and you've got ulterior motives, and I'm not voting for you.
So you're not going Democrat.
I'm not. So that makes me a threat to democracy, and it really infuriates me. You know, just because you've got leaders espousing their pronouns and accepting and confirming this bullshit. It's like, fuck off. Fuck off with your pronouns.
Dude, I heard the clip.
Fuck off.
They were replaying the clip somewhere. Oh, man, I wish I could remember where. Of Kamala Harris when she started using the my pronouns are thing. When she was like super woke there.
Yeah.
And she was like, my name is, and I identify as she, her, they, and my shirt is blue. Or like, do you remember that at all?
Well, you see,
when she announced the color of her shirt.
I gotta burst your bubble.
Oh, is it fake?
Just as my bubble was burst, because I played it as well and mocked her. She was like in a room with a bunch of blind people.
So, what does it matter? They don't know what blue is.
Well,
so what does it matter?
She's just trying to be
That's really what it was?
Well, that's what I heard the community note said.
Oh,
that's what
man.
the community note said.
That is a bubble burst, but it's also kind of funny at the same time.
Yeah,
that evens out.
Yeah, it's a bubble burst.
Oh,
AJ Linger 500 back.
And my shirt is... Lady, I'm blind. I don't know what blue is.
What's blue? What's blue?
I don't...
What do you think in your mind when you're blind and somebody says a color? It blows my mind to think of being blind, and you can feel somebody's face,
yeah,
but you have no reference point. So what are you thinking that face looks like? Because you don't, if you feel something, if you've never seen this before, you can't really even understand what it is, even though you can kind of. It's long.
It's very phallic to you right now. You're really going ham on that Sharpie. Just throwing that out there.
Some dude just puts his dick in my blind hands and goes, tell me what this is. I don't know. Man,
why don't you touch it? Figure it out. It'll get longer, more cylindrical.
It's so hard now. What's going on?
Yeah, the reference point thing is weird. Like even if you were to close your eyes, right, and you just close your eyes and you think of a person that you know or have seen, or just, I can picture you, right? I can picture you in my mind, but there's no way I would be able to draw anything close to you, even though I see it, but I can't draw. Imagine
you can't draw. You're not an artist.
But I mean, imagine being blind and not being able to even have that. And then how do you even?
Well, you saw blind Lawrence's tattoo.
It was pretty bad. Yeah.
You got no reference point for anything.
What if, do you think there's a person out there that's completely blind, but yet has the ability to draw incredible art? And if there was, would you believe it and be like, wow, this person's a genius? Or would you be like, they're faking being blind, right?
Well, you could just blindfold them and see if they can do it. Yeah, I don't think you can because you don't know what anything looks like.
Wouldn't that be incredible, though, if there is there's got to be somebody out there that could do that.
There's got to be a blind person, like you said, who just happens to, they have that artistic ability born in them.
Yeah.
And they could feel something, and I'd love to see what they would draw. Like, you give them this pen and they feel it. And if they could, and because they're artistic, it came like this, or because they have no reference point, it's like, so you're like, no, that's not what it's like. What the fuck are you talking about?
But here's the rub, though. If there was that person out there, everybody would call bullshit, because if they thought about it, they'd go, no, there's no reference point. This guy's clearly lying. He can't draw that. He doesn't.
You got blindfold. The whole time they're blindfold. You got to make it. That's why they blindfold the people in the blind.
Okay,
the blind Olympics, to make sure they're not cheating.
Right, but that's fine. Take him blind too. But if he still was able to draw something, he's been blind since birth. Okay, verified blind. You blindfold him, do whatever. But he still is able to draw a picture of that Sharpie. Okay, just based on feeling.
Maybe your senses would your sense of
wouldn't that blow your mind?
Would be so much more than mine is. That you could visualize something you've never seen. I don't know. It'd be a fascinating experiment, but I say forget going to Mars. Let's give some art supplies to some blind people. Let's have some fun.
Let's get this blind Olympics drawing competition sponsored by Michael's Arts and Crafts up and going ASAP.
About going to Mars.
Oh.
I see the stories on the news. Yes, last night, Don and I were watching the news, and there's a story about this guy who had a child, and the child was, not right. I can't remember the physical and mental difficulties, but he basically let the child just die on the couch, sitting up, decomposing while still living, just starved to death and all that stuff. And I'm like, yeah. We don't need to go to other planets, man. We don't need to bring this trash to other planets. We are human. We are trashing this planet, and now we're total white trash looking to trash another planet. Let's go to Mars.
You thought we fucked up Earth.
Well, yeah, we fucked this. We got to get out of here. Fuck this place up. We don't need to go. We need to, the meteor needs to come. It's what the meteor, we had a good run.
I'm excited about the adventure to Mars.
We're not going to Mars.
No.
It's a shithole. It's a shithole. Why don't we just go to the moon?
Because we got to go to Mars instead.
What's the difference?
We're skipping we're going right past the moon. We're just going to go past it.
After the Boeing debacle, what's going on with the astronauts stuck there? And our inability to get back to the moon.
Those astronauts have got to be like, what the fuck?
They're like,
what?
Shit.
What happened?
You can't get back home. We're not going to Mars. And just the first attempt to get an unmanned rocket to Mars is going to be so comical to me. I'm going to be on the edge of my seat for that shit. That ain't even. And you know what? We're not going to Mars. It's all going to be AI generated. It's a big fucking scam.
A big Mars screw job?
Big Mars screw job. You thought the moon landing was fake. Wait till you see this AI Mars shit.
But that AI Mars shit's going to look really good.
Really good.
It's
going
to
to make the moon footage look like a bunch of jobbers. It's going to be interstellar quality.
All right. High thought. Because I feel like I know the answer, but I don't know the answer. Is Mars super hot or super cold? God, I can't. I used to know a lot about planets, and this answer escapes me.
Doesn't it have huge temperature swings?
So maybe just hot.
Like in the daytime, it's like 320 degrees, and at nighttime, it's minus 100 or something like that.
That's what I was thinking.
Let's go there. That sounds like a great place to establish.
Turn your AC off at night. No big whoop.
Mars temperature is.
I'm excited.
Negative. Okay, Mars average surface temperature is negative 85 degrees Fahrenheit.
Ooh.
But temperatures can range from the 70s. Ooh, balmy. To negative.
a nice non-breezy afternoon on Mars.
To negative 225 Fahrenheit. Now make sure you take a jacket. I know it's 70 now, but
I want to be the world's first Mars forecaster. Temperatures today going to range 7 a.m. going to be negative 85. By 3 p.m. we're going to get up to plus 225. Then by 8 p.m. we're going to dip a little bit to minus 345.
So make sure you take that jacket and that tank top,
just in case.
Make sure you bring your meteor shield. Meteor showers at 3 p.m. today.
Things looking nice out. Yeah, be careful of those falling meteors at 3 o'clock. And also, it appears as though there might be some sort of wind cyclone that's going to happen.
Winds reaching a total of 376 miles an hour.
There's also comets barreling towards you.
We're not going to Mars.
The more you think about it like that, the more it does seem a little...
The median, so most of the time, it's negative 85 on Mars. So you can't go outside in negative 85.
Burr.
I mean, it has no atmosphere. So you can't go outside unless you're wearing a self-contained spacesuit which has an atmosphere. But it's also negative 85.
But it's the only one that has a chance of having an atmosphere.
I guess so. Well, it doesn't.
Didn't you ever see The Martian? Have you never seen The Martian?
I've seen clips of The Martian.
I watch The Martian whenever it's on. It's one of those.
Is it like Castaway, but on Mars?
Yeah, that's a good way of putting it.
Is it
yeah.
good? Is Matt Damon good in it?
I like it. It's
I
pretty
like
good.
Matt Damon.
And then there, the mission to go like save him, and I mean that gets. If you thought the Mars story gets far-fetched,
Yeah.
wait till he pokes a hole in his glove and flies through space based on
I
his
think I saw that scene.
on his level of octave. Yeah,
He's pretty good.
I'm gonna be Iron Man, and he does the whole Iron Man thing, and
did it first time, and he did it like a pro, right there.
everything worked out for Matt Damon on Mars.
We're not going to Mars. Newsflash: we're not going to Mars. We can't even get back to the moon. We can't get back. Tell me this one. Why did we send an unmanned...
Riddle me this.
Riddle me this. Why did we send an unmanned mission to circle the moon to get radiation readings to see if it was okay to send people to Mars? That was like last year.
I don't know, but we've got Mars rovers, or do we?
I mean, I think
Dun dun dun.
I think should work, shouldn't it? They should be able to hop right back in that thing when they get to the moon.
No,
you're
like
talking about Mars rover.
The
I was
Mars
talking,
like,
I was thinking about the dune buggy that they left.
No, not the recreational vehicles that they had on the moon out of nowhere.
Hitting golf balls, driving dune buggies. Man, they were partying. I want to go to the moon. It's like a vacation. Watch this drive.
It's all ridiculous.
Could drive it. I bet that ball's still traveling.
It's
still
going.
traveling.
Yeah,
we're not going to Mars. We didn't go to the moon.
I don't know. I'm still fascinated with the idea of it. But even the Mars rovers that we have, right? I'm just now thinking this too, right? Now that we're on this topic of conversation, this possibility never entered my brain until now, because I want to believe what we're doing in space. I want to believe that they shot this thing off and it headed to Mars 10 years ago, and it took 10 years to get there, and it landed safely, and everybody, woo, and it gets down there, and they're taking pictures of the surface of Mars.
Yeah.
I want to believe that. That's a cool thing. However, now the other side of my brain is kicking in. I'm going, all right, maybe they launched nothing or something with nothing in it. They put a rover in storage for 10 years, and then they said, hey, rover's landed. They pulled the rover out of storage, put it in a desert in Vegas, and called it Mars.
Yeah.
Damn it.
I think that's what happened.
Tell me nobody's taking pictures on Mars right now? There's not a little...
No. See all the time, you can see on the internet, it's pictures of Mars and then pictures of stuff on Earth that looks just like it in the desert. And it's like, yeah, that's way easier than the moon landing.
I can't get batteries in my remote to last for more than like 3 months. They've got this machine that's doing great for years. A lot of variables there. I don't know.
I don't know what the obsession is. It's like we can't even go take people down to see the Titanic. We can't even go a couple miles below our own ocean.
It's dangerous down there, Mike.
We're going to go to Mars. We're going to go to Mars. I think we should master some stuff down here.
I'm with you.
Matt, before we start going to Mars.
Figure out Mariana's Trench. See what's going on there.
There could be some real shit that benefits us to go down there.
I don't know about that either. I'm not sure. I don't know if anything down there benefits us past
pretty
past a mile.
Vehement about that. You're fast a mile. We shouldn't go down. You're one of those guys.
No.
Can't go down any deeper. What are you trying to do? There's nothing good for us down there.
Who do you think you are? Why would you take such chances? Go to Mars instead.
There's something like they found, I didn't understand it, but they were saying they found dark oxygen down at the bottom of the ocean.
What?
I don't know what it meant. There's like things making oxygen, and it's like goes against everything that we always thought. It's like we don't know shit. We don't know nothing.
Well, I mean, the theories of...
Everything we know is theories.
Yeah.
You go to another planet and think, you're like, wow, that's how they do it here. It's completely different than I thought.
I mean, in all fairness, do we even know that Mars is that temperature? Or is it just a theory?
It's a theory, I believe. I don't believe we've recorded it. I guess they would say the rover recorded the temperature on Mars, but it's probably just science guesstimation, right? Well, they're this close to the Earth, and
Wouldn't it be a great scam to find out that like everybody who ever worked for NASA, like all of them, were just in on it,
All in on it.
and they all just sit around at the end of that, they're like, man, we fooled them today. Look at this shit. Hey, let's send some pictures of stars. Hey, send that one AI generated pic out. Let's get some.
Have you seen some of the pictures lately?
They're great.
It's AI generated.
But are they?
I mean, they're like, what? That doesn't even look like space. It's just like these colors and these things. And, it's this nebula. And you're like, what the hell? It's just some high guy at NASA doing AI. Hey, check out this. Looks like a giant ice cream cone. Bam!
It's a blind guy with he's got
This is what
a
the
box of
This is what the
Crayolas.
universe looks like to me, man.
A lot of stuff.
A lot of really cool
lot of
stuff.
speckles.
I really want to do the blind person because there's got to be a blind artist out there. It's got to.
I'm sure there is. Are you gonna give it a go?
I'm very curious today. I want to know if there's a blind artist.
This is perhaps the most curious I've ever seen you.
That's not a scam. Many artists are blind. See, but they can't. They got
like a good one.
They got to be blind.
Like a good
Yeah,
one.
they got to. Oh, see, he lost his sight in 2001. No,
That doesn't count. It's gotta be from birth.
You got to be from birth.
Yeah.
Yeah, they all lost their sight from this. No.
Now, even
You get
losing
from
your
birth.
sight in 2001, that's still pretty tremendous because you do have to have a hell of a memory recall and be able to translate that down into a canvas or a picture or portrait or whatever. But yeah, I'm with you. It's got to be blind from birth.
Blind from birth artist. A Turkish painter who was born blind in 1953 and considered one of the few blind commercial painters in the world, taught himself to draw and paint using a variety of techniques including touch, like we were saying, hearing, and constant examination and discussion. He uses color, shadow, light, blah, 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 blah. How about some images of this guy? Shit.
Yeah.
Wow,
Enough of this guy.
Oh, look at
Let's
this.
see an image.
Look at this.
That's pretty
That's
incredible.
pretty good. That's pretty good.
Like, how do you draw a wave and a sailboat and a seagull and an ocean?
I don't understand this.
And rocks with.
That's a pretty good seagull and a pretty good sailboat. And yeah, that's about. This would look like my oceanscape that I would draw.
Yeah.
That's impressive. Let's see if we get some images of this.
Or did he have some help? Like I'm such.
Yeah,
now
he's a
we're
fucking
such,
liar. He's a fucking liar.
We're such cynics.
Scam artist. Look at this guy. Do you believe this guy for 1 second? He's like, yeah, man, I'm blind.
Wait,
Look.
hold on. The blind guy's drawing a picture of an eyeball.
Is this him painted blind with? I don't know. Visually impaired. No, this is a different guy. God damn it! I want this. This is the guy. This is the real deal right here. This is the real deal. I believe this. I believe
That's pretty good.
with years of training, a blind person might be able to do this. So he sees this in his mind.
But he's never seen it at all.
No.
Ever.
I just see it was like people just telling him and him touching things. That's crazy. That's impressive.
I would like that person to draw pictures of celebrities.
My penis.
Right, or your penis.
Get a good feel.
Like if he was like,
Oh, look at this. Look at this. That's way impressive.
roses and a
Mountains of waterfall.
I think those mountains are titties.
Yeah,
Just saying, Twin Peaks.
that's what his wife said. These look like mountains. Well, I mean, that's not bad, buddy. That's it's better than Hunter Biden's art.
Which sold
Does this guy? I mean,
mysteriously for a lot of money.
see now, all these art, art's so subjective, and it all looks, half of it looks like bullshit. If it's not like, some people can draw stuff that looks so real. To me, that's a great artist. And then some people draw this bullshit. And people are like, it's a masterpiece. This is a masterpiece because this guy's freaking blind.
You are blown away with this.
I am. That's pretty good. Somebody should be buying this for $100,000.
It's pretty good for you or I. It's amazing for somebody who has no point of reference.
I mean, hey, that they know, they can. There's a horizon.
Even a cloud. Like, how do you explain a cloud, or how do you explain, like, even if he was like, "Hey, tell me what a seagull looks like, and I'll draw it." or I'll try to draw. How do you even explain it in a way that a blind person who's been blind from birth would even be able to grasp the concept of it?
All right, Matt, tell me how to draw a seagull.
I guess, okay, hold on. In fairness, you would know, if you were blind, you would know shapes.
Why?
Sort of. You would know the feeling of things.
Yeah, square.
So if I was to give you a pen, and I'd be like, a snake looks like this, right? And you're holding a pen, and so you know the shape of a pen.
A snake looks like a pen?
I'm just saying in general, right? So it's like I could tell you, hey, that object you're holding right now is a pen. A snake is a long version of that object. Can you draw that?
I don't see. It's so hard to. You can't because I've got reference points.
Yeah, you
it's
already
all
know.
in my brain. So
You
yeah,
cheater.
I'm a cheater. In a way, yeah. Kevin, I was gonna say Kevin JK says Mike draw a cube. That wasn't. Yeah, you weren't around for the Daily Cube.
You've told me about it. Sounds like a nightmare.
Daily Cube.
That and you had to do. You were forced to do Kegels or something, right?
The Kegels.
That's great. I'm so glad that happened to you. Like, that's
Fuck
so
you.
funny. That's
Fuck you.
so funny. Think about how funny that is, though.
I mean, just
like I'm gonna cry. Like that's so funny. Like
from being on Howard 101, Howard 101, just touring the country to people, just the people, the greatest radio show.
Sure.
Yeah. And I'm doing Kegels while I'm drawing cubes and watching videos of him get as close to the pylons on the highway as he can because he's a professional pyloner. And it's a wonder I didn't have a Saturday night special sitting next to me and ended it all.
You don't think that's funny? How funny is that?
It's hilarious. It's hilarious.
Like you almost just have to laugh at it now. It's so bad.
Kevin JK thousand
my
bits
God.
for pro pyloning and cubes and Kegels. But it's now tell me what this
great.
tell me what this the condition, the psychological condition is for somebody, for a boss who wants to get rid of you.
Okay.
Your loyal employee who took you, to help you get to the top for 20-something years, and he wants to get rid of you. So what you're going to do is you're going to make your company so bad and make your product so horrible that it's going to drive that guy insane and he's going to want to quit. What is that? Instead of just going, hey, buddy, hey, we blew it all. I blew it for everybody. I can't afford to pay you. Now, here's 2 months severance. Nice knowing you. And I'd like, hey, it was a good run, boss man. How hard is that?
Yeah.
Instead, you do like a year-long psyop.
Yeah, psyop torture session of see how many cubes you can draw or something. Yeah.
Crazy.
That is a weird.
I can't even. I don't even understand it. It's a weird psychological condition. Beavers smell like tuna. 400 bits.
That is hilarious. So we're really doing the hang. You want to do the hang on a Friday night for the 1 year anniversary?
Why not?
Is that okay?
We don't have. I mean,
I don't know if you're.
We do the bar show.
That's what I mean, because I don't want to interrupt.
We're going to start doing that every couple weeks because we took a bit of a hiatus because every Friday night drinking. It gets, it's just
turns into a late Saturday morning. It turns into a miserable Sunday.
You're talking after like 4 years, you're like, I'm gonna back it down a little bit.
Yeah.
And a couple times a month would be better than you can't do it 4 times a week. You just can't. It's just too much drinking. I don't know if it's healthy for.
Well, what are we gonna do to celebrate the?
Well, I mean, I don't. Better start thinking. Spanky's hang anniversary is spectacular.
Gonna get crazy,
man. Well.
I'm gonna tuck. I don't know.
Kevin JK, 1,000 bits.
Thanks, Kevin JK.
Thank you very much, Kevin JK. As the Navy said, it took Bubba 1.5 years to run off Mike. He was loyal to the end. The last few months, I'd stop and get a large Mountain Dew. Just to make myself happy.
Please kill me, aspartame.
After I'd screamed in the car. I used to scream in the car just thinking about how bad the radio was going to be when I got to... Because the worst thing was being the yes man. Like a super duper... I'm sure he did that on purpose. It was like about 100 times a day. And I write my...
Oh.
And I write my... Don't you think that's right, Manson? Don't you agree with me? I was just like, yes, boss. Oh, it was the worst.
Who do you think has it better right now? No, never mind. I'm not going to ask that question.
Oh, sounds like an interesting question.
Well, I was going to say hostages, or you during that time period.
Oh, I think, yeah. I think the hostages had it better.
I don't know, dude. If you want to liken it to Waco, right? Like, think of him being Koresh, but also the feds at the same time where they're blasting the same song, like. But you're wearing headphones, okay? So you're having to take all this information. Like, I don't know. It seems equally as torturous on some level.
As the hostages in Gaza right now? Is that what you're saying?
There's a lot of different comparisons.
Mental torture can be just as bad.
Although, I don't know, man.
I support Israel. I just want to let everybody know
that
we support Israel.
They're great.
We understand the Gaza deal. We try to understand it, but it's no excuse.
It's a heck of a plight.
It's a plight. It's an unsolvable problem, and we're going to move on now.
The torture that you read about, like from Vietnam and stuff, or even other places where they're like, bamboo shoots under the fingernails and all. I don't even like getting hangnailed. Like, I couldn't imagine the stuff the stuff that we've done to people, like in Guantanamo and all that, and then much less other places, I'm sure. And then other countries are doing just all the torture that's happened. I don't know. I might take mental torture over physical torture.
Yeah, I think I would too. I'm not. Once again, this is
it sucks, but
this
you
is
just
the
draw a
non-man
cube.
show. We'll take the mental torture because we don't like pain.
Yeah, it sucked, but you just draw a cube. It wasn't.
It wasn't. It was.
But torture nonetheless.
Was creative torture. Someone who's someone. It's because I can't fathom doing that.
You should have one day just drawn a triangle.
Oh, steam coming out of his ears.
Hold it up.
Triangle.
I will not draw your cube today. I will draw a triangle.
Fuck you, man.
Grab you. Who was drawing cubes?
Everybody in the studio.
Who's
me,
everybody?
Tuttle. I'm trying to see. I mean, it was me, 25, Trace, or maybe at the end it might have been me, Tuttle, Trace, and Bubba.
And you guys all would draw cubes.
We all had to draw cubes.
Did anybody ever question it, like behind the scenes, off air, were you guys all like,
no.
Hey, man.
Well, for one thing, you never talked to Tuttle because, he was a mole. You never said shit to him. Oh, one time Tuttle called me, and he was like letting it all out, about how much he hated Bubba and what a bullshit motherfucking Bubba, like a motherfucker. And I was going, yeah, I kind of go along with him. And
right.
And I was like, yeah, all right, well, you stand up for yourself, buddy. I'll back you up. You need to stand up for yourself. And then he gets in the show the next day, and we sit down, and he's like right here with me, and he's like, to Bubba, and I'm like, oh, and I said, so then we take a first break, and I said, hey, Tuttle, come here. I get in my room, and I was like, fuck you. Don't ever fucking call me. Don't ever fucking talk to me again, you fucking piece of shit.
And you were serious?
Yeah, I was like, fuck you. Lying to me, and then the next morning coming in there and sucking his dick. I was like, fuck off.
Well, why did he lie? Like, why were you mad at him though? Like, I'm like, because it's his prerogative to. I mean, everybody was MFing that guy behind the scenes, right?
But this was like a different MF. This was just like he was just like this. It was like a coming to Jesus meeting. It's like, this guy is such an asshole, and he's making me drink, and I don't want to drink, and blah blah blah. Tell me all. And I was like, hey, I got your back, Tuttle. I like you. You're a good guy. I love it when you come in on cluster off and hang. And then he just kind of turned it around on me, and I was like, fuck you. I'll never believe another thing you say.
Oh, okay.
I'll never believe another word you say.
Yeah.
But hey. It's par for the course. So now I got a guy sitting next to me who I fucking hate.
How did you guys end that conversation after you told him that?
I just walked away. I was like, told him to fuck off. And
to have you go off on somebody?
That's probably the only person I ever went off on in the BRN ever.
Yeah.
I don't think I ever went off on anybody.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, except him that one time where we shall never let go. Because I said, hey, quit fucking trying to get us suspended on our only income source. What an asshole I was.
Terrible.
Terrible asshole.
Terrible.
Kegels and fucking top professional pyloner. Look at see how close I get to the pylon. It's like, what?
For those people, some people might be streaming this or downloading it on Spotify or TuneIn or wherever the hell else they get their podcasting needs and might not know what the hell we're talking about. And if you don't, don't even worry about it.
Yeah.
Just don't even worry about it. Move on with you know.
I can't imagine. Like, okay, I'm sick of doing the hang. You know, if I was sick of doing the hang, Matt, you know what I would do?
Just be like, hey, man, we're not going to do this anymore. Like, all right.
I'm busy. I'm tired. I don't have 3 hours to talk in me, buddy. I'm so sorry. Thank you, and I'm so appreciative for we've done it for a year. It's been fantastic.
Yeah.
Why can't you just do that? I'm not gonna. It would inconceivable to me to go. You know what? I'm just gonna sit here and I'm not gonna say shit, and I'm gonna make this hang the shittiest hang.
What's the difference between a grown up and a man child?
A man child.
You know, like that really is. And
yeah, just to be a grown up. Just be a grown up. He's like he can't stand conflict. He's got to always have somebody else fight his battle.
Oh, man, I know we've talked about it on the VIP before, but like the fact when like listeners would come down to, he'd be like, I'll fight you right now. Come down here. Say it to my face. So then like he came there and we had to go out in the parking lot and talk the guy down. And that happened on a couple different occasions through the years where, yeah, a listener would be like, all right, I'll see you there. All right, you want to fight me? Sure, I'll be there. And then they popped in, and it's like, just kidding. Playing.
Yeah. The only people he actually ever fought. Listen to this. What do they call it in boxing?
Record?
When you take a patsy, what's it?
A dive?
No, like a real schmuck. I don't know.
Oh, God.
Okay, so his list of
scrub.
His list of scrubs is Tuttle, Brent Hatley, and Big Dick, and Giant Beetlejuice, who you don't know, but it was like an infirmed black guy who died like 6 months after Bubba assaulted him.
And that's why.
So you got, I mean, he never took on anybody physically who was remotely capable of handling a 3,300-pound man.
3,300?
I meant 300.
33.
My 3,300-pound life.
3,300 pounds. Yeah, there's a lot to unpack there. He did well. Yeah.
We'll move along to more pleasant things.
Yeah.
I think we might want to wrap it up.
Oh,
we might want to wrap it up.
All right. Well, that's that then. I guess. So it's been real.
We don't
it's been
have to wrap
fun.
it up. We don't have to wrap it up. I mean, we're gonna do a little bit of OT.
Yeah, we'll do a
little OT, and then we'll call it a night. Thanks for coming by and hanging.
You know, it's been a pleasure. I'll be over here drawing some sort of cubes and triangles.
We will actually, for the VIP, I want us both to draw a cube, and we're going to see whose cube is best, buddy. We're going to see who draws the better cube.
But we're going to do it blindfolded.
Oh, my God.
This is going to be quite.
It's going to be so much better than your
heavy.
Standard cube.
Hey, be sure to, for real, download us on Spotify or,
So it's the big 200. 200.
Shh! Don't say anything about nothing. No, this is private.
Private stats. Yeah.
We're just hanging.
We're just hanging.
We're just hanging. If you happen to, want to check out the hang, that's good for you.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks for tuning in to the hang tomorrow, 8 a.m. Cluster F, and we'll see you guys later. Take care. Have a great night. Thanks for tuning in. See ya.